Hey everybody, welcome back. Excuse this lighting situation that I've got going on. I'm experimenting a little bit in the bedroom. You can clearly see the ripples of light on my face. Whatever. This is the start of the video now. So this all started because I was talking to my sister a few weeks ago about her plans for after she graduates from high school, because this is her senior year. And it got me thinking about my senior year of high school as well, and what was it that I was doing around this time? I was preparing for my SAT test, and since that came to mind, I thought, oh man, I'm gonna make a really great video about this because I completely forgot about my story until that day. So I guess you could thank the fates of conversation, or whoever for that one. I don't care. So without further ado, I would suggest you buckle up, because this is one spiritually intense journey we're about to take together, and I will see you on the other side. This is the story of my SATs. Skip all the prep work. We're jumping to the day of. Don't know what that was. I was driving to my testing site singing my favorite song, which at the time was either something by Usher or Dave Matthews Band, when all of a sudden a giant bird flew and rolled off my windshield. I decided not to let it affect me. Yeah, I was really sad, but he didn't die, he just kind of rolled off the windshield, so he had to be okay, I thought. So I shouldn't let it dampen the mood, and I kept going. I finally got back into the swing of things and got really into the music. Of course, being that I'm telling you this story, that couldn't obviously have lasted, because what could be worse than hitting one bird? Well, how about hitting two birds? That's right. The second one flew straight into the grill of my truck and became as spicy pigeon nuggets. It was really sad. I could smell the bird at every stoplight. It was delicious. Aside from the delicious smell though, I knew there was something that wasn't right. One bird happens, but two birds? I don't know. It broke my heart. I was mortified. I knew that this had to be a bad omen. I drove the rest of that way with a burdened heart. I knew there was absolutely no way I was going to pass this test, or at least get the grade that I needed to apply to the school I wanted to go to. So when I got to the parking lot, I turned off the truck, I set my parking brake, and I just let my head fall. I was doomed, I thought. And then I saw it. I watched there at the woodline as something began to step forward. He crossed the threshold into the world of man, past the bubbling brook, and towards the shed where the school's lawnmower was parked. It was the glorious, noble prince of the woods, a majestic, powerful deer. He walked towards me, and I knew everything was going to be okay. He stared at me, into my gosh darn soul, and said, "I'm saving you, Adrian." From that point on, I knew that the past sins of my day were past. Now, with the help of the spirit of this noble prince, it would all be okay. I knew at last that my time had come. I would pass the SAT, and I would move forward with my life. And then it pooped. And that was kind of gross. So yeah. So when they got there, I jumped out of the car and said hi to everybody. It was only a couple friends, granted, but you know, we were all there to help each other, for, you know, be there for moral support. Of course, some of them were much less fazed than I was about the test. Others were ready to seize the day and make the most of it using their own flair of style. Things actually went pretty well for the first half of the test. I had no issues whatsoever, and I was feeling really great about myself. Then came the second part of the test, where I had my horrible realization that I forgot my calculator. When we got to the second math portion where you're allowed to use your calculator, I was so scared because I knew this is where everything was going to go wrong. I looked to the left to see, you know, some people doing not so well, or maybe they were, I don't know, they all have different faces. But all I knew is that these people, they couldn't help me. I couldn't help me. I needed a calculator. These people had calculators, but there was nothing I could do about it. And it was so frustrating. This is the end. This is it, I thought. But in my time of need, I remembered and I raised my head and I thought of him. I thought of the deer who came to me in the woods. And all of a sudden, I knew everything was going to be all right. I put my pen to the paper, or pencil as the case may have been, and I got to working. I used all the smarts I could think of, which were super tons of thoughts and knowledge. And I thought, yes, this is working. I can do this. And then I finished, and I said yes. I had done it. The day I got my SAT results started off just like any other day, until I got the results. I got home as fast as I could, and the first thing I did was jump to the counter and think, oh my god, here it is. I opened the paper, and I saw that I got a fairly good score. It brought tears to my eyes. This was what I had been waiting for. I couldn't believe it. I was so proud of myself. I was a champion of knowledge. I ran outside and burst into a dance of happy, victorious victory. It was the best day of my life. So let this just be a word of encouragement to you guys. Don't give up on your dreams. Like Shia LaBeouf says, just do it. A little hope can go a long way in times of need, and that's definitely something I learned that day. And of course, this is a lesson to all of you out there, to keep your eyes and your ears and your hearts open at all times, and allow the influence and the power of nature to come inside you. And they will also guide you in those times of need. In fact, to this day, there are times when I wake in the middle of the night, something pulling at the strings of my heart. I can feel that it's him. I know it. I grab my glasses. I walk to the window slowly, and I look up to the moon, for I know that somewhere out there he stands in that wood line, and he's looking back at me. And for a moment, our hearts are connected as one, and everything will be okay. Alright everybody, I hope you enjoyed this story. I hope you took some nuggets of some sort from this. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have had any, I don't know how it would be possible, but any similar circumstances that you've come across in life where, I don't know what I'm asking. Maybe you saw a deer in the woods. Maybe something pooped in front of you. Maybe you got some really good spiritual guidance along whatever situation you encountered. Whatever the case may be, let me know in the comments. Like I said below, thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. I jumped out of the truck when my not my parents, God! To start over. So bad. There's junk all over the floor.
Bad? Oh man, no.
You're
Your finger's totally in the way. I don't even know if I have been. We need to play it back now. 'Cause I don't even know if I've been in this.